So what do you think you'd like to try to unpack a little bit more here?
I mean, just going over like what I've kind of written down. I think for me,
Mhm.
my fear is um coming off kind of salesy and kind of being one-sided. So like
Okay.
receiving more than giving. So
Yeah.
coming off a bit selfish in that case.
Okay. Great. Great. So that sounds like that first line that we did in the like that kind of scenario when
Yeah.
that would come up. So then the next one is there a particular feeling or fear that you're noticing like when you think about, oh, I'm being salesy or or this isn't one-sided. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like very anxious, kind of like a lot in my head. So I'm thinking like, okay, so
Okay.
how's this conversation going? I feel like I'm speaking the majority of the time. Um, what should I be saying? Am I saying the wrong thing? I'm
Yeah.
just very anxious.
hmm I'm just going to take some notes there in the chat so
Mhm.
everyone can follow along, and that's going to help me to come back to anything if we need to. So noticing that anxiety, um, yeah, I can totally relate. Yeah. So where do you actually feel it in your body or around your body when that anxiety comes up?
Yeah, I mean, usually like in my chest, so like I have like very tightness in my chest, breathing very heavily.
And do you notice it at all right now as you're sharing about it?
Only when I'm thinking about it or if I'm trying to reflect, trying to think of how I feel, but generally no.
Mhm. Okay. So yeah, it's this anxiety, it's in your chest. You started to describe it again like we did in the journaling process. So you're noticing
Mm.
some tightness, you're noticing heavy breathing. Okay. So I just want to see if you can um like think about a volume here, like a volume scale from like say 1 to 100 or whatever. It's like see if you can connect with this feeling, this fear, this anxiety, but just at like a low volume. So I don't know, like 10 or 20 or somewhere in there where it
Hmm.
feels like it's like sort of like, hey, like what's up? But like don't maybe like try not to overwhelm me right now.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, see if you're able to bring that just bring it up a little bit and then and just so we can connect with the feeling in this moment.
Okay, okay. So just kind of think through it, kind of feel it a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, are you
yeah,
able to do that?
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's also a bit of like nervous energy also. I feel it's like anxious, but also like nervous energy as well.
When you notice the nervous energy, is that also in your chest or is it anywhere else in your body?
I feel like it's in my hands a bit, so like I get a
hmm
bit fidgety sometimes.
hmm Yeah. All right. So I just want to welcome like all of this that you're experiencing. The anxiety, the fidgety, nervous energy. Just welcome to that. Welcome. It's welcome to be here. And it's so as I was saying, so often that we kind of push these feelings away, but at the same time, they're just there, they show up. And so it's like, well, what if we just say, hey, how's it going? Like,
Yeah,
tell me what's going on. Yeah.
yeah, that
So
makes sense.
so as you're noticing these different feelings, then we'll go to that sort of that last question, which is
Mm.
how do you, as Tyler, feel towards these one or two feelings that are coming up?
I mean, I don't like them generally. I feel
Mhm.
like um I feel like it's almost like or like a personified version of myself that I no longer have to be. So it's like you're this person in this moment, and I'm kind of rejecting this person that I am in this moment, and I feel like I could be someone else, or a different version of that person.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Uh-huh. Is that version of you like from a time in your life, like in high school,
Um,
or I don't know, like your first job or something?
yeah, I think so. I think in high school I was a very like early on in my life I was a very shy person. So like I was very introverted. I
Mhm.
wouldn't speak a lot. So I get very nervous if I was like the center of attention. So I think it kind of ties a bit into that time or that time period in my life.
Uh-huh. Yeah. 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 So you can do like a little kind of framing here that's quite interesting where like let's say right now in your life you just met someone. He's kind of like Tyler, but he's, I don't know, like 14, 15, somewhere around like that early high school age. And you see a lot in him. He seems like a great guy and all that, but you can tell he's pretty shy.
Hmm.
Do you think, would you just reject him, or do you think you would act differently towards him?
No, I'd be very empathetic, like because I know like how he's feeling. So like I know like there's patience involved, and there's things he wants to say. So it's just
Yeah.
like giving him that breathing room, and that confidence to kind of be himself and communicate what he needs to.
Yeah. So that's exactly what you can do right now in a way with this. I know that there's sort of that version of you that you don't like and you kind of want to push him away, but just see if you can connect with that empathy that you're describing and that patience and sort of, hey, I understand your situation. I totally,
Mm,
totally makes sense to me.
mm,
So just see if you can do that right now, basically with inside of yourself or with that older version of you.
mm. Yeah, it's a good way to think about it.
Yeah. So are you able to kind of do that right now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay. And then how does his energy change, if at all?
I think it calms down a bit. So it's a bit a confidence booster, I think. So it's
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
I have time to breathe. It's okay. I'm being seen. I'm being heard. Um, I can work through this at my own pace.
great. Great. So two things. One, like this is a little process you can do before, whether you're going on a networking conversation or you're sending
Mm,
someone a message and you're feeling that like nervous, salesy, kind of energy coming up. You
right.
just bring in that mature version of you and connect with that sort of teenage Tyler that is like he's not trying to be salesy, he's just nervous underneath, you
Mm,
know. And maybe he picked up a trick of being salesy at some point, like to kind of overcome those nerves. But now with this level of maturity that you have, you can just say, "Hey, man, like it's okay. You can be nervous and just
mm.
take your time. I'm here. I'm here with you."
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take that mindset. It's a solid one.
And try it out, obviously, and just see how it goes. Doesn't have to be like oh, I gotta be like this now. It's just like,
Yeah,
oh, that's
yes,
kind of interesting. Let me try it out.
yeah, yeah. I think the
Yeah.
slow progress, like the baby steps, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Cool. And then just before we kind of wrap up here, I would just say, is there anything that this 14-year-old or whatever, I just gave him an age, but
Mm.
I don't know exactly. Is there anything that he wants from you or needs from you right now, just for like some support going forward?
I think it goes back to patience again. It's just about like we'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And I mean, you seem like I know you've got the baseball hat on, but you seem like a sporty guy. So I always like to think in terms of, repetitions. It's like I want to give this
Mm,
guy like I want to give him some chances to shoot the ball or, to throw the ball or hit the ball or whatever. And if I just keep rejecting him, then like he's going to stay in that
right. Mm,
situation because he doesn't get any chances. So I want to create an environment where he can have a good challenge level for what he needs. And then through repetition and practice, then he can level up and
mm.
basically get back to, being however old you are now instead of his teenage age.
That's fair enough. That's
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. Well, thank you. This was really great. This is
Uh, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
a smooth example.